Hi, friends. Good to see you all again to this Great People interview series. I'm so happy to welcome Tracey. Hi, Tracey. Welcome to this.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Tracey is the founder of a digital marketing agency called Arctic Bee. We'll know in a few seconds why it is named so and so interesting services that she offers. It's a fairly newer company, but Tracey has been doing this work in web designing since 1999. So she's got more than 2 decades of experience in the web world, the digital world, and she is fully ready now to offer all kind of services. You'll be able to check on our website as well. So thank you, Tracey, once again for coming and making this time on a bank holiday. Thanks for that.
Well, thank you for having me.
Right. So just tell us more about your business, what you offer.
So we are a digital marketing agency. We offer web design, social media marketing, email marketing, and apps, e-commerce apps. Basically, it's a full digital marketing services for small to medium-sized businesses.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you're managing to offer, the WordPress websites, as well as e-commerce, as well as some apps. Just tell us more about the apps that you're able to offer.
Okay, so they are e-commerce apps. We integrate them with WooCommerce, which is on a WordPress platform. So it syncs with the website, and they can be for any e-commerce system, but mainly we'll do with takeaways and restaurants, so that the restaurant or the takeaway has their own independent branded app that their customers can download. Now, obviously, there's huge advantages in that. It cuts down the commission that they might be paying on some of the larger food delivery apps, and it encourages the customer to download the app directly, and therefore it encourages loyalty. They can send push notifications. It's a really great way for a small independent restaurant or takeaway just to engage with their customers, and they can integrate a loyalty scheme, for example, where the customer can earn points for each purchase.
Wow, fantastic. So, in a way, you're making them independent and, not relying on any other apps or delivery services. They could be doing their own local food delivery, which many people have been doing anyway, but now having the app gives them an edge over, traditional methods to reach out to people, isn't it?
It does. It definitely does. I can't say that it will ever replace some of the larger food delivery apps. I'm sure that everybody uses them, but what it will do is it will encourage a portion of their customers to use the app. And what we found so far with the takeaways and restaurants we've been working with is that they have around about a 50% rate of their customers using their direct app and 50% using the larger delivery apps.
Oh, yeah.
And the apps that we provide are commission free, so they just pay a monthly fixed fee. It doesn't matter how many orders there are. It's actually quite a cost saving for them.
Yeah, it is indeed. But then they have to do the delivery as well.
Yes, they do. Yeah, unless it's a collection based service or an order at the table service, which can happen as well. We can provide a QR code. Then they do need to have their own delivery if they're actually going to go out and deliver that food.
Absolutely. Well, I'm pleased to say this to the audience. Tracey doesn't only have customers in the UK. She also has got customers in UAE. Could you tell us more about, how you go about getting the customers, what you do to win customers, and how did you end up having customers in UAE?
It's all word of mouth. and everything that has come through has been word of mouth. I think we maybe picked up a few clients online where we've been recommended by people. So a lot of our customers will go on, if there's a post on social media, they'll actually recommend us. But the clients that we have abroad have all come from contacts within the UK, where they've said, listen, I know somebody, she's a really good web designer and she can do this for you, or she can do that for you. So yeah, we're very much trade on our reputation and the service that we offer to our existing clients.
Fantastic, fantastic. So tell us more about your backstory. How did you come up with this idea? What have you been doing before starting this digital marketing agency? Whatever you're comfortable in sharing.
So as you said, I built my first website in 1999. I've always built websites. It was a kind of part-time venture. Done some quite large projects as well. So I did the website for the Archery World Cup in 2007. Wow. And you know, I've done some large projects, I've done some smaller projects, but my main career has actually been in education. So I'm a qualified secondary school teacher. I also did 5 years in prison education, managing prison workshops and preparing offenders for release. And that was fantastic work. I really enjoyed that. It was very, very rewarding. And then I came out of that and came back into mainstream education. But this was just before the pandemic. And I actually found my last job to be, I'll say, quite stressful. And I had a few mental health issues. And I actually hadn't realised how much that stress was creeping up until I woke up one day and found myself in hospital. Oh, yeah, I literally had what I can only describe as a mental health breakdown, complete meltdown.
And how did you come out of that?
Yeah, I mean, I had 6 months where I was very ill. Days when I wouldn't even get out of bed. You know, I couldn't see anything ahead of me, and I just thought, I just can't face going back into work. You know, I'd reached burnout phase. And I think, you know, being in senior leadership in education, there is a lot of pressure on you. And as I say, I hadn't really felt that creep up until that point. And so there was a real, what am I going to do now? What you know, do I put myself back into that situation, or do I take a step back? And for me, one of the saving graces was actually lockdown, because it gave me the opportunity to, it took the pressure off, and it gave me the opportunity to reevaluate. And so in April 2020, I set Arctic up and started off, you know, very slowly building up until the point that, you know, I could really give it my all and put it in full time, and actually set it up formally as a limited company just over a year ago.
Fantastic.
So
fantastic.
In hindsight, what happened to me, as awful as it was to go through it at the time, was actually the best thing that could have ever happened. You know, I'm so, you know, I'm grateful to the universe, I'm grateful to God, I'm grateful to, you know, whoever put me in that, you know, that led me down that path and that very dark time, to actually step back and say, I'm not really sure I want to continue doing this. I actually need to think about what's best for me, what's best for my well-being, what's best for my future. And yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful that I went through that, because I've come out the other side, and I'm 100% stronger for it.
Fantastic, fantastic. I really appreciate your positive attitude, the way you fought. Well, mainly the way you look at it now, you know, not as, you know, something that is bad. You know, it was dark at the time, but then you took, you know, a different perspective. You built yourself again, and here you are, you know, one of the great people we admire, and getting interviewed. So I think, you know, there's a lot the audience can learn from this, not to get depressed or worry about what's happening with me now, why, you know, just rebuild yourself and look at Tracey, how she has been looking at the different situation that happened, and now she's doing really well. And in fact, she's thanking for this change. Well, sometimes change, when we feel somebody is forcing, or the situation is forcing us to have that change, and then we feel, well, actually it's bad that is happening right now, but later on you realize, well, it was the best thing that happened.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
thank you so much for sharing that, and I'm sure this is inspirational for many.
Thank you. I mean, it was. I'm not. I made me make it sound easy. It was hard work, and there was, as I was coming out of that, I really did have to focus. I really had to work hard. I had to set myself daily goals. All those little quick wins were really important. If I managed to get up and I managed to cook a meal that day, and then if I managed to get up and I managed to reach out and it got to the point where I built a website today, that's really good. So it was a slow process, but as I say, I'm so much stronger now. And I'd say to anybody who's going through a dark time, hang on in there, because there is something the other side of it that is going to be a lot better than what you had before.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Tracey. Tracey, you had this difficult time, and then you rebuilt and you started. How did you get the first customer at that point in time? I know you have been building websites since 99, and you had been doing this as a part-time business anyway, but when you had to rebuild yourself, just some time ago, probably 2020 might be the year, at that time, how did you get the first customer?
Okay, so I had a few from the part-time work that I was doing, a couple of websites that I was looking after. So the first thing I did was reach out to those people and say to them, listen, I've decided to go full-time. If you know anybody that needs my services, please let me know. I'm put the word out for me. So that's the first thing I did. I spoke to my friends, I spoke to my family, I posted on social media, and I just asked people to help. And it wasn't long before people were contacting me and saying, listen, I know somebody, they've just set their business up, or there's somebody that isn't happy with their website, would you mind giving them a call? And so yeah, it went from there, really.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's a good insight. So in order to manage the plethora of services that you offer, right from web design to Joomla, WordPress, e-commerce, apps, etc., and social media marketing, are there any tools that you use for smooth delivery, and anything that you find interesting?
Yes, we use Hootsuite. We use HubSpot CRM to communicate with one another. We use Teams, and we manage our projects through that as well. We use quite a few different tools, to be honest. So we use the Adobe Suite. We use Canva quite a lot. That's really good because it enables us to share, and it enables the clients, if they've got graphics, to share them with us. Yeah. But we're very collaborative. We also very much a WhatsApp business as well. So as much as clients email, we have a WhatsApp group for every single client we have, so that they can communicate with us if anything immediately happens in their business, and we can get that out on social media. So it's all about just using different tools for different things and making sure that the communication between us is as open as possible.
Fantastic. So what are your expansion plans?
So the expansion plans are to continue along the path that we have at the moment and work towards building the team up. There are 6 of us in total at the moment, of which 2 are full-time and the others are part-time. So we will be looking to build on that team, and really increase our client load as we go. I think it's really important that we manage the growth in the business, that we make sure that we've got the resources in order to be able to deliver the quality of service that we need to deliver. So it's very considered, and we have a roadmap as to how we're going to do that. And a lot of that really is down to me going out and networking and meeting local businesses and, you know, letting them know about our services. So the plan will be to expand on the team and continue to offer what we're offering to more small to medium-sized businesses. And we'd really like to have a look at introducing some more startup packages for startup businesses. We are considering actually going down more of a we will continue to offer social media marketing, but to be offering social media marketing support on a hybrid approach to smaller businesses that perhaps can't afford somebody to manage their social media for them.
Wow, fantastic. That's something really interesting. So in such cases, for a startup or a small business, if they want to have their online presence managed, so I would just say not just social media, but whatever comes as an online presence. Of course, website is a separate one. What sort of budgets they should probably of course the budgets could be anything, but what should be something that they could probably look up if they are not able to afford, what's the minimum they should be able to spend?
This is why we've had a look at our packages, because we've got a lot of micro businesses. And when I say micro businesses, I'm talking sole traders, maybe your kitchen tabletop business, somebody at home that is selling, craftware, or, that in those early days of startup, you're counting every penny. So it is really important that you budget, but at the same time, you need to market yourself. So it's quite a challenge. Yes. And, obviously recently starting a business myself, I recognise that. So we are going to be introducing a new package, which is starting at £100 a month, and that will include their website hosting and support with their social media. We'll be putting 2 posts out a week for them, and we will be offering a monthly session where they can come in and they can get support to manage the rest themselves. So it's much more of a hybrid approach. And we've had quite a lot of interest in that so far. So I've put the idea out there. I've spoken to some of our businesses that we have already that haven't been able to afford our packages so far, because for us to do a fully managed social media package, and that means kind of growing the account, posting regularly, that's very time intensive. You're looking at £350 plus a month. That's really unattainable for somebody who is just starting out. So we're offering this where we say, right, we'll do a little bit for you, but we will support you to do the rest yourself.
That's really amazing, because I think, I've spoken to lots of digital marketing agencies, and they're willing to do great work, and they have their unique propositions, should I say. But what you are trying to do is really, unique in the sense of pricing. And yes, I think a lot of small businesses, young entrepreneurs who are just starting, need help, but they can't really spend. £100 a month is definitely something really attractive. Great stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, I mean, with that support, we would hope that we would build them to the point that they will become so busy they can't manage their own social media, at which point we can support them to move on to a higher package. But from our perspective, to get that business on board in the first place and to support them to that point is really, really important. Otherwise, how do they get there? And that is the thing that a lot of business owners, they use social media, but they're not really sure what to put out. They're not really sure how they grow their following. So it really is offering that support to get them started. and build them up to the point that they can say, right, we need somebody to manage our social media for us.
Brilliant, brilliant. Hi there. I just wanted to share with you all why London School of Digital Business is doing this great people interview series. Well, for the last few years, small and medium businesses have been facing lots of challenges. Individuals have been wondering what's going to happen to their careers because of these emerging trends and technologies, artificial intelligence, VR, AR. What's going to happen? It feels as if the world is changing. And then COVID hit, and there is a lot of depression in the minds of people. So we thought we need to bring in some positivity, bring in some motivation and inspiration. And it's all good to know these stories of, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. But we wanted to talk about the extraordinary stories of the people that you get to see in the ordinary world. They are no way ordinary people. They are great people, but they are the ones you can relate to. Hence, we thought this is something that we want to bring in to increase the chances of success for many, motivate them, give them the insights. And I'm so happy to share that every leader has shared completely unique and different insights because their situations have been different. Somebody was alone, and we know that entrepreneurs are alone at the top and how it feels, and they fought their challenges. Somebody had partnership, business partners, and somebody could not survive the business partnership, so they had to rebuild themselves. Somebody thought, well, I could have done this differently if I was to go back in time. So every insight is so unique. I must thank all the people who shared their journeys, and I'm sure this will help you all succeed in life, increase the chances of your success, as well as reach there faster, and of course, achieve happiness in life. Thank you for listening. Brilliant. Okay, so we talked a lot about business. Let's try to talk about Tracey as a person. Go with some lighter questions. And so that's the next section in our interview today. So the first one is, if you were to go back in time, what you would have done differently?
Everything. Yeah, how far? Everything. From business perspective, I would have set a limited company up from the beginning.
Right.
Because actually transferring from a sole trader to a limited company is not as straightforward as you think. There's bank accounts, there's accountants, there's all sorts of things. So I think going back, I would have done a lot more differently from the beginning, and I would have put more structures in place from the beginning. It was a bit of a wing and a prayer when I first started, to be honest. So yeah, I definitely put more structure in and do that limited company from the beginning.
That's always the case, but I guess starting at some point is also more important than how you get started. So okay, so what do you love to do over a weekend?
I like walking, going out, meeting family and friends. I do travel quite a bit, actually. I like my weekends away, so I do get out and about quite a bit.
All right.
Yeah, I do short mini breaks. I might jump on a plane, and I'll just come back from Madrid, spent a weekend in Madrid. I'm off to Dublin this weekend.
Wow, great. Well, would you tell us more about your family and if you have any pets?
I've got a fish tank in the office, tropical fish. Wow. That's as far as I go with pets. I have 4 children, but they're all grown up. They've all left home. They're all doing their own thing, very independent.
Great.
And doing very well in their careers as well.
Yeah, that's good to see, isn't it? They they've been small and just learning, and now they grown up and independent. It's uh, it's a great feeling to be seeing that.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's nice as well because I had them very young. I've kind of grown up with them, and it's nice to have that kind of freedom now. But at the same time, know that they're doing really well, and be able to go and see them and spend time with them.
Fantastic. What's your favorite holiday destination? I know you're a traveler, so you like to travel a lot. So that
Yeah.
means you have lots of places you want to visit. But if you want to narrow down to one place, what that would be?
Um, I'm a big fan of Krakow. I've been there a few times. I really love it there. I love the culture. I love the city, and I also like Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm a bit of a big kid, so I'm a big Disney fan. Yeah.
Great. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So, coming to the last part of the interview, we would like to know what's your ultimate goal, what's your vision for the business, as well as you as a person.
So my ultimate goal is to grow the business and grow our staff team. Um, I'd like to be a lot bigger than we are. Um, I I would like to know that the young people that I take on are inspired and I set them up well for the future. So I mentioned that I've got 2 full-time staff at the moment, and the others are part-time. My full-timers is actually their first job. So it's really important to me that they are inspired, that they get a love for social media and digital marketing, that they go on and whatever they do in the future, they'll always remember their first job as a happy time and an inspirational time. And I'd like to continue to grow the team along those lines and make sure that whoever comes and works with us has a really amazing, good experience and takes that forward into their future.
That's so amazing. That's a true leader. And I guess, for many who are listening, this is a kind of workplace everybody would like to dream. Everybody would dream to work, because employer is wanting to see their employees happy and growing. I think that's an amazing place to work.
I hope so.
Definitely.
You have to ask them, but I hope so.
So, who inspires you, and why?
My parents are no longer around, but I would say that they still inspire me. I quite often think to myself, my mum or my dad would be really proud of me right now and what I've achieved. So yes, they continue to inspire me. My children inspire me as well. My children are just incredible. They're just their successes. They've all successfully gone through university. They're all flying in their careers. So they're an incredible inspiration to me as well.
Great. Well, the last and most important one, what would be your advice to the people who've gone through difficulties, but then now starting their career in entrepreneurship? They could be young, they could be, a couple of decades of experience. What would be your advice to them?
My advice would be to ask for help, ask for advice, pull on all the resources that you've got available to you, and don't give up. You'll go through an emotional roller coaster. There will be days where you think, I can't do this anymore, but there will also be days where you have those success moments where it's fantastic, and just hang in there and just don't give up, because eventually it will take off. It will, if you believe in yourself and you ask every possible person you can think of to help you, that you will achieve the success that you desire. You just need to hang in there.
Fantastic. With that message, hang in there. Um, Thank you so much for your time, Tracey. It was a really good interview, and you have achieved a lot. in spite of all the ups and downs you had and different experiences, that you have gathered. Now you're putting into your new venture. So all the best for that. And I'm sure your team will be growing really fast. And I must say that, it's not just the size, but it's the happiness that you want to grow into your team, which is an incredible lesson for many leaders to take away from the discussion today. So thank you once again for your time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.